Hey everyone, it's Victoria here. We are back with another video. I know I have been absent, guys. Lots have been going on. You know, we have moved from Vegas back to Texas, so now I'm in my office, my own office again. So, you know, we're sitting up in here, guys. I look forward to share, you know, what my office space looks like now, my trading desk. It's absolutely beautiful, but we're still unpacking, we're still getting things together here, guys. So yeah, I'm just, you know, back on the charts. I took a short break there, and you know, I feel like, you know, you just roll back in. You know, it's like riding a bike. You just riding a bike, guys. You just don't forget what it is that you did to get where you are. So without any further ado, guys, let's just get into it, because you know that's what I like to do. Let's just do this thing. So let's get back to my screen here, if I can remember how to use this stuff. So today, we're looking for easy setups, right? I'm always looking for something to get in. Sometimes, guys, you know, I get tangled, right? I get all tangled in there trying to trade gold, and gold ain't moving, and then you got oil moving beautifully. You know, that happens, right? You know, so I'm not going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Geez, why can't I find the words that I'm looking for? That's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to everybody. You're sitting here getting, you know, fixated on a few pairs, and then the other ones are just moving so beautifully, right? So, yeah, I had posted in, let me see, is this oil? Yeah, this is oil. I had posted in the group Friday that, you know, we had 3 weeks of rise with oil, so expect a drop. So, you know, what I like to do, I like to go to H4. And remember, each one of these sessions is a week, right? So if we start from this retest here to the low, we can just count 1, 2, and 3. And then bada boom, bada bing, you know, you're going to expect a drop. And especially with this, what do you want to call this channel, you know, this rise, you know, you can call it whatever you want. But when you see this thing just continuously rising and hitting this trend line here, that if you do draw it, then you just see, it just helps you to guide you in your trading. So we know we got 3 weeks of rise. So, you know, after 3, you know, we're expecting something beautiful to happen. And it did on Friday, right? So on Friday, this was one of the trades that I took. Well, I'm sorry, I did not take this trade on Friday for whatever the reason. I have no idea why not. I was sitting there messing with gold. But this was like one of the best trades. You could have set your order in to take this trade from this stop hunt there. See these wicks, those stop hunts, you can use that as a guide. This is M30. Let's see what H1 looks like. Yep, beautiful right there. You see that it has the peak, right? And then the day after that peak settles in, you're just looking for the drop, right? You have way too many confluences here. We have the 3 weeks of rise. We had the peak that showed up the previous day prior, and all we're doing now is just looking to get into the trade. All right, that's it. We don't want to overcomplicate it. And you see how beautifully we see this wick. And remember, guys, if you remember in one of my other videos, this little line, like it's like a pink on my chart. I hope you can see it. Let me make it a little bigger. But it's like an indecision candle, right? It's just a line chart, you know, based on what MT4 shows, right? So if I go to properties and I go to here, it's just, and I have it magenta. Let me make it like gold or something. Okay, so boom, then you can see it. But this is, I use those little clues within price to help me, to guide me in where I'm going to place my entries. So this was beautiful, right? Use that, set your order, and then what do, right? You set your order right here, and then your take profit. I like to use the daily highs and lows. So you have the daily high here, the daily low here, and that is what I used for a target, right? For now, again, for whatever the reason, I was busy fixated trading gold and something else that I completely forgot to set this order. But if I was paying attention like I should have been, and I had told I shared it in the group, it's like, y'all, this is gonna drop, right? And then I went and got distracted. This happens to everybody, right? Got distracted and I totally missed to set this, and I don't know why I didn't just go ahead and set it when I was talking about it. But this was where I would have entered. I would have used this, and then I would have taken my profits here. So I always talk about, market structure is your friend. You want to always look for it and use it to guide you into the charts and to get you out, right? Right here and then right here. Very simple. Okay. Trading should technically be boring sometimes because you're really just going through the same motion over and over and over and over. Okay. So Monday, now we're within, this range. We're inside now. So what I like to look for, I did go in here a little bit to trade this thing. I was looking to short this thing today, but I did not hold it because then once it started to pull back on it, I just got out. I hate to be in drawdown too much. I was already in drawdown a little bit, so I'm always trying to manage my risk. Okay, so as soon as it started to pull back a little bit, I went ahead and got out of the trade, and I was like, you know what, let me just wait for this thing to clear up, because this is now going into the third day, right? It's going into the third day after the peak, okay, on H1. And then of course H4, we already confirmed that we are in a new trend, and now we are looking for the opportunity again for a stop hunt high and then a drop. So here's another, when I see these things, guys, I just grab them. I just grab that area there and I just identify that, because that is going to be my target. Now you may not have all these little extra things on your chart, which is fine, but I guarantee you, if you don't have this ADR indicator or whatever, you don't need all these indicators, but I got sucked into the indicator lifestyle, and so I've worked my way out of it slowly but surely. Okay, but definitely I love using these line graphs to help me with the market structure on when I'm going to get out of the trade. Okay, because sometimes, oftentimes it does hit the ADRs, but sometimes, it may be slacking a little bit. So I'm just always going to take my targets just a little bit above it. Okay, and just not try to get too greedy. All right. So now I'm just going to wait, because it's the third day. We hadn't, nothing really went on here trading on Monday. It was just really a sorry day for a decent short. It came in towards the end of the day, and I was already away from the charts at that point, because my whole goal, guys, because I already get up early, right? I've been getting up early for 3 years now, almost going on 3 years, because living in Vegas, I was trying to catch London, and I had to work at 8. I started working at 8, but again, my job is flexible. I work from home. But if I have meetings, I have meetings. There's nothing I can do about it. So I am distracted, right? I can't focus on, the charts. So, because I got a job. Okay. So, and I like my job, and I think you should have a job. You should be able to have, if that is, of course, eventually trading is my, I look at it as my retirement, right? I'm trading now for my retirement. I'm trading for the things that I want in the future. And, if anything happens here in the present, in the current time, I know that I have this skill set that, that I am perfecting every single day to keep me afloat. Right. So all I'm saying is, don't get your mind to thinking that you have to quit your job unless you absolutely hate your job. I don't hate my job. I actually love my job. Okay. I do. But there's a lot of people out there that, do not like their job, and this trading could be something that can help them get out of it. And then you can really start making some big changes in your life, in your career, and what it is that you want to do. But nonetheless, I am now waiting for this thing to get out of this accumulation, because that's what we want. Prices are going to accumulate. They're going to go and do whatever it is they do. And we only had like one red folder today. So I was kind of surprised that, it was end up to be a very choppy day, because I like to have those nice clean drops. And again, I was not available for this late drop in the session, and it wasn't very much volume anyway. So once I see all this, stuff happening, I just kind of like Like I said, I got in and I just got out when it started, pulling back really hard. And I was just going to wait for my entry to come once again. So hopefully tomorrow the market will clear up for me. We already have a nice stop hunt here. And as you can see, this black lines, those are the Asia high and low, right? So this is already, is already extended, obviously, right? The high is already extended there. Okay, the low is already extended down here. So I'm just going to mark that. Okay, so I really just want prices. If this is not going to, like, it's still early, right, in the Asia session. So if this is not going to come up here right now, whatever it's going to do, I'm assuming it might come up here, play around a little bit, and then give me that next drop to where we come back down here. And that's really what I'm looking for, guys. I'm looking for this to present, the other part of this leg. Okay. So that's it, right? And simple as that. I'm just looking to go short on oil and nothing else. Okay. I feel like there should be more to talk about, but there isn't. I really want to keep this thing simple. And if I find that I'm getting things to be too complicated, then I just kind of step back a little bit and I'm just like, wait a minute, what happened to my simple notes, my simple strategy? I want to be able to come to the charts, guys, and look at this thing and say, okay, we have a giant stop hunt here. This is now the area of liquidity that maybe it might tap back into it and drop again, or maybe it might get close to it, like especially the Asia low, right? And then drop again. That's all I'm looking for, is for it to drop. And this is going to be my target right here. I've already identified that. So I'm going to just leave it there and just wait and be patient. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do with gold. And again, 3 days after the peak high, again, typically, guys, right? 3 days, typically, if prices come to the low, you might get a decent pullback where you're going to be able to, take a nice reversal trade from it. But sometimes it can just give you that stop hunt high. Like I said, it may go back up here to this area here and then continue down to drop. And if that's what happens, then that's where I'm looking to get in at. Okay, I just want to keep it just that simple. All right, so what else did I get into today? Let's see, NJ. NJ was also pretty decent this morning. I got in pretty early. This was 2 days after the peak. All right, so let's look at H4 real quick. Let's see where we're at. And I love this trade here because we had the peak here, okay? And then we came down, we had a nice low right here. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that off because this is gonna be an area that I'm going to use to target. And then what happened? We had a peak retest to the high, okay? When I see these retests on H4, oh my God, I start to drool, right? Because this is it right here. This is the trade. We have that peak retest on H4. Then we're showing a retest on H1 as well. So guess what I'm looking for? You bet. You guessed it. I am looking for this to present another opportunity for me to go short with this particular pair. And this would be perfect to come up here and take some pips here. Because also I've noticed sometimes once it gets to the 280R, and then of course we have this area here of support, you may get some pullback here. So I'm just going to take my trade right up to here, and it's right underneath, right, the 80R low anyway, and it's just perfect for me. So that's what I'm looking to do on this 2 days after. This is a retest on H4, okay? And that, to me, that is just a golden setup right there. Okay, it's beautiful. All right, so let's do one more. Let's see here. Let's see, what are we gonna look at? Let's see, this one, did we look at this? What is that? AJ. Oh, well, AJ is kind of similar. Okay, looking like another retest to the high on H4 as well. Okay. This is, I may not do this one. I don't know. It's not as super duper clear as the other one. I do see this M presenting here, right? The second leg here for me to take, but it's so janky. Oh gosh, it's so janky, right? That's M30. I don't know. I might take this one, I might not, but I'm really liking NJ over AJ right now. Okay. It did a nice pullback, because another thing you have to notice, right? Now that it did retest the high here, we may have a beautiful drop because it did present that first leg, right? So when I'm talking about the first leg and second leg, we're talking about the M, okay? So that's what we're looking for. So if it drops nice and clear for me, guys, I'm going to keep my eye on it though. I am, because this, you know, is a trade. I am short biased. I don't know about you, but I love to short pairs. Maybe because it makes me feel like I'm buying something on sale, right? Now, I don't see my handy dandy little line chart or line graph here. So the next thing I'm going to use for my targets, obviously, is market structure. We're going to just come back here, okay? And this is just beautiful right here, okay? So this will be my ideal target for AJ. Now, remember these crosses, they're slow, man. Sometimes they can be slow and you just be like, yeah, dog, can you hurry up and get to my target, please? And then sometimes whenever they're fresh off of a new peak, you can get some beautiful moves out of them. And of course, if there's news, you have some, you know, volume there. But nonetheless, right, I am looking for another opportunity here to go short 2 days after the peak high. And of course, it's a retest on the H4 time frame. So that is golden. All right. So I think I've taken up enough time for now, guys. I am going to go ahead and wind down for the evening and get back to these charts early in the morning. And I hope to see you there trading alongside with me. All right. Until next time, guys. Ciao for now.